What is going on, y'all? Bayou Exclusive Backroads here again with another car review. This time it's my personal 2004 Chevrolet Silverado. This is my daily vehicle. I drive this to and from work every single day, and it's a lot of fun to drive. It's nothing special, but it gets me from A to B, and I've done a few things to it myself that I enjoy. You can see here I've done the grille, color matched it, painted the bow tie black. I've also colored the grill itself black. I could have done better, but I like it. Another few parts of the car that I've done myself is I've taken the side little bumpers they have off. I don't know what they're really called, but I took those off. I think it looks much better without those. All faded. This truck has right below 200,000 miles on it, so it's been used. Also have some aftermarket taillights on it. LEDs, not anything super crazy, but I like them. I think they look a lot better than the originals. And also, the only thing I have done anything, you can say engine wise, so I put a Black Widow exhaust and have it coming out right there in front of the back passenger tire. Nothing crazy loud, but I like it. It's nice for every day because it's not loud, but it still gives you some good sound, especially when you start getting into it. At idle, it's pretty quiet, but besides that, I think it sounds pretty good. Besides that, I mean, it's just a basic truck, extended cab, 6-foot bed. Almost forgot to say this truck is the 4.3 liter V6. So again, nothing crazy on power, but it gets the job done. And it's still enough to, you can kick the back end out, especially if it's wet. And it's a lot of fun. It tends to be quite tail happy. But again, I think it's just the nature of the truck. Overall, I think it's a good looking truck. I'm not a huge fan of this model front end and styling, but it looks better than some for sure. And now for the interior of my Silverado. You know, it's typical. It's nothing special. It's early 2000 Chevrolet partsmanship, so you can expect the odd squeak from the cheap plastics and just everything cheap and hard, and of course the dashboard's cracked. Just everything cheap, hard plastic, you know. Going along with that is the gauges, which, you know, some of them work. Speedometer works, tachometer works most of the time. Fuel gauge doesn't work. Engine temp does work. Oil pressure gauge works some of the time. As you see, the truck's off, it's pointing at 40. And voltmeter has never worked. But like I said, I got the truck at 170,000 miles. So anything before that, I don't know. Now I'm moving along to the radio and center of the dashboard. You know, it's typical GM parts. This is one of the lower trim models, so it doesn't have anything special, just your basic radio, CD player, tape, and AC. I mean, it's nothing special. Down here you have 2 auxiliary outlets. You have a coin tray. You have your 2 cup holders down here. And you have your center armrest, which, this one, I don't know if it was a typical thing with Chevys at the time or this model, but the whole thing is very rickety and kind of needs to be replaced. But it is somewhat padded. That part is quite soft. That's somewhat padded, but it's not like it hurts your elbow or anything. It's still nice and comfortable to rest on. Speaking of that, going to the seats. The seats in this truck are extremely comfortable. It's almost like you're sitting on a couch at home. They don't, not kind of crazy bolstering, but they're extremely comfortable. Really nice to ride in, and like definitely good back support and everything. It really nice seats. That's the best part of the interior, I'll be honest. The AC on this truck actually works extremely well. That's something I love about Chevrolet GM products. The AC always works extremely. I mean, this one works better than it does in my wife's new car, the 2017 Malibu. As for the back seat of the Silverado, this one is, like I said before, the extended cab, not the crew cab. So the door opens backwards. And the back seat space, it's okay. It's not bad. I mean, let me see, sitting behind myself. I mean, yeah, it'd be kind of uncomfortable. Your head is pretty close to the roof. Not terribly, but my knees are touching the back seat. And I'm 5'8". So me sitting behind myself would be kind of uncomfortable. And that is it for the inside of the Silverado. So overall, typical GM parts. Seats are really comfortable. Back space is kind of tight, but bearable and livable, definitely. And also, of course, this is early 2000 Chevrolet, so of course it's just regular key ignition. Regular old Chevy key. So, let's put the key in and go for a drive. Even in here, the exhaust note it's there, but it's still pretty docile in here. And when I take it for a drive in a minute, I'm gonna have the windows down, kind of, so y'all can hear it better. Now sitting off in my 2004 Silverado, just cruising on this road right now. It's a fairly comfortable ride. It's nothing spectacular, but it's a truck. You expect a little bit, kind of bouncier ride in a truck. So that being said, it's also not really firm. It's still a very comfortable ride. You see it cruise in. I haven't taken any kind of crazy road trips in this truck, but I've cruised it for 30-40 minutes at a time on the interstate, and it holds speeds easily. Nothing, doesn't have any trouble, especially with it being only a 4.3 V6 in this. You expect it to have a little bit more trouble, have to push it a little bit harder, but it cruises just fine, really. See how this acceleration does. Here's some of this exhaust too. So yeah, nothing super spectacular. Like I said, it's a bone stock 4.3 V6 with a aftermarket exhaust on it. I forgot to mention, it's a Black Widow 250 series exhaust. Nothing crazy. Just a muffler. Even at low speed, you feel the body roll of this real easy. Also, the brakes on this truck, they're pretty good. I recently redid them, replaced them. So they feel okay. Nothing spectacular about the brakes there. There are all disc brakes, which I was happy to find. Much easier to change and just work better in general. But you do have a good bite right at the top of the pedal. There's no push down on the pedal and kind of delay you have to wait for with the brakes, and yeah, good bite right at the top. As we're cruising again, still just comfortable ride. A comfortable ride is something you kind of have trouble finding nowadays. I feel like most things have an okay ride, but nothing super spectacular. Things in the road with this truck, which you would find expected. Just older vehicles tend to feel more of the road. We're gonna turn on this back road over here. See if we can find some curves to go around. Definitely feel the body roll. But your handles really honestly better than I expected, it being a large full-size truck. It's not a single cab. I know it's not a crew cab, but it's still an extended cab. That's a lot of weight rolling around with, you know, bone stock suspension and 235 wide tires. I'm gonna take these curves a little bit more speed. Brakes a little bit. You can definitely whip it around these curves though. It sounds good. I really like the exhaust on this. Of course, I'd be much happier with a V8, but this is what I could get at the time. And I'm still really happy with it. I've done the few things I wanted to do to it. I have some other things planned, maybe a cold air intake, something small like that, but I've also thought of doing something big, like putting a cam in it, put a new drivetrain. Thought about doing a complete whole swap to a 5.3 or something like that. Doing that a little acceleration on this road. I'll be honest with you guys, it's nothing crazy, but it's fun to drive. You can enjoy a slower car more normally than you can drive a faster car, because it's easier to reach its limits. Something faster, you can't really reach the limits all the time. This, you can reach the limits going 40 miles an hour. It's a whole bunch of fun for it being, you know, a 2004 Silverado with a bone stock V6 and a little exhaust, and I thoroughly enjoy driving it. I'd love a little bit more power, but it's fun for what it is. It can be a whole lot more boring. Longer curves here, just kind of get a little bit more feel for that body roll. It's definitely there. You definitely feel it. But it's crazy. You can really dive into corners, and I think it's because it has the smaller motor in the front. So that front end wants to dive in a little bit more, kind of let you play with it a little bit more than you would with somebody with a larger V8 in it. Now, I'm not really going to do any more acceleration pulls because this is my daily driver. I I don't really want to beat it up too much. And you know, it just straight line acceleration is not this truck's strong suit. It's not really there for this truck. It does handle well, but straight line acceleration is not where this truck excels at all. I would gladly change out more power and torque instead of better turn in from a lighter motor. I would definitely have the more power. It just generally have more fun. And it's a truck anyways, so it's not like it handles extremely crazy well or anything. So in my opinion, the more power is definitely worth it. The more power, the better sound. 10 out of 10 more worth it, without a doubt, in my opinion. Good long curve here. I mean, these curves aren't anything drastic, but I'm taking them at 55, 60 miles an hour. I mean, the truck handles them no problem, as long as you're not some psychopath flying into the curves. It'll take them easy. As we catch up to traffic, can't really push too much, obviously. And yeah, really, I mean, 99% of curves this truck handles no problem. Again, it's an older vehicle and it's a truck, so you're not going to get any kind of crazy handling out of it. But it's fun because you can reach its limits at that lower speed, even if it is a bone stock 4.3 in a big lumber and heavy truck. And with that being said, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank y'all for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all again next time. Thank y'all.